Hi, this is RN Bhaskar from Bhaskar Ki Business Baatein. And each week I come to you with policy analysis, with interviews or stories. And this time I'm going to talk to you about policy. It's not exactly policy, but a major development which will influence policy. I'm going to talk to you about something that fascinates every Indian, and that is gold. And I'm going to talk about gold and something which is developing in the world, which is called BRICS. BRICS is an anagram. It's a short form for Brazil, Russia, India, China. The word BRIC came into existence somewhere around 2003-2006 when Goldman Sachs wrote a report and he said these four countries are the fastest growing countries. And so the world found a new word to call these countries, and they called it BRIC. Then gradually South Africa started developing very fast. So they made BRIC to BRICS. In the last 2 years, BRICS has become very important and more members have joined in. And if you look at the screen, you'll find all the new members there. Today, BRICS is very important because the total combined GDP of BRICS on a price purchase parity basis is larger than G7, the richest countries in the world. In other words, BRICS is becoming a very powerful platform which could be bigger than USA, Europe and all the developed countries in the world put together. Which is why everyone's looking at BRICS. And just last month, in Kazan in Russia, they had a BRICS annual celebration, an annual meet. And since Russia was a convener of this meeting was something that the whole world began looking at. BRICS has certainly become important because of many reasons. But the primary reason why BRICS has become important is because of two wars that the world is witnessing today. One in the Middle East and one in Ukraine. This is also a story about some very stupid mistakes that America made. And some very stupid mistakes that Europe has also made, which will become another topic for another podcast later. But why do I call it a mistake? Because America thought that by instigating Ukraine to a war, it could demolish Russia. It thought that by imposing sanctions on Russia, it could break Russia. Somehow that plan did not work. Because when America put sanctions on Russia and told Europe also not to buy gas from Russia, they thought Russia would be broken. But Russia immediately went to its next door neighbor, which is China, and said, do you want gas? Do you want oil? And China needs gas and oil all the time. And China said, why not? And so Russia started selling all the gas that it used to give to Europe and started selling to China. That was not enough. India was told, you want to buy gas and oil from us, we'll give you a discount compared to world prices. And India said, yes, why not? When the BRICS meeting took place in Kazan just a few weeks ago, one of the big discussions was, should we have a new money policy? Why new money policy? Because the entire world was quite angry with the US. The US had weaponized currency. When Iran wanted to sell, it told banks not to take any money from Iran and not to allow any money to go to Iran. When it imposed sanctions on Russia, it threw Russia out of what is known as a SWIFT system. The SWIFT is an exchange where currencies are exchanged, and if I want to buy something from India, the SWIFT converts rupees into dollars and dollars into rubles. If you want to buy something from UAE, it converts rupees into the UAE currency, into the dirhams, but before that, it goes from rupee to dollar to dirhams, and the dirhams to dollar to rupee. The dollar is a central currency through which exchange takes place. And BRICS said, if America is going to impose sanctions and throw out countries from the exchange mechanism, it is time we had a new exchange mechanism. All countries seemed ready. And when the meeting took place, the only country that was not ready yet was India. And why? I think it is because the new currency mechanism that was going to be created would translate all currencies with a gold backing the way it was before the Bretton Woods. India did not want a gold-backed currency as yet. Why? Look at this chart. This chart talks about reserves of gold that every country has. And you will find that India has just about 840 tons. Now compare that to the gold reserves of China and Russia, and you'll see how far behind India is. America has more gold, yes, than both Russia and China. But America has one problem. And that problem is America has a $35 trillion debt, which is many times larger than its gold reserves. So the two countries that really matter are Russia and China. And India does not want to be left behind. So the BRICS has decided to wait for a little while to persuade India to allow a new currency mechanism to come in. When will it come? How it will come? Nobody knows. But the chances are it will be gold-backed. When you talk about gold-backed currency, suddenly gold becomes very important. That could explain why in the last 1 year, India has been a large purchase of gold from the international markets to push up its reserves. Look at this chart. And then you realize that buying gold from the markets is not enough. You have to also look at which countries have gold underground. Here's a chart of just 5 countries which have gold underground, and you will see once again that the largest is Australia, but Russia and China have very, very big gold reserves. So it's advantage Russia and China once again. Because of this possible demand for gold, because gold may become the standard for all new currencies, people have started buying gold. Not just countries, but even people. And that can be best seen from this chart that is there, which talks about how gold prices have behaved in the last 20-30 years. You will see that till 2018, gold moved about languidly. In 2018, people started talking about a new currency system. And then gold starts going up. But look at the last 2 years. Gold prices have gone up. Once again, they're shooting up. And if the gold-backed reserves, if the gold-backed currency comes into play, you can be sure that gold prices will go up even further. So, what happens to the world? We don't know. It just means that the dollar will lose its importance. But then the dollar has been losing its importance for the last 5 to 7 years. Little by little by little, people are losing confidence in the dollar. And that is why if you look at the share that the dollar has in global reserves, you will see the share falling, as a chart will show you. And then, of course, what about India? India is important. And to understand India, you have to understand 2 little things. First, look at the price of gold. Not in dollars, but in rupees. Why rupees? Because it's good to compare 4 countries, China, Russia, India and America, in terms of local currency. Why local currency? Because local currency is a currency that is used for the locals to buy gold. And so it's good to see how gold prices have worked for the locals. In the US, gold appreciated 117% over 10 years. In India, it appreciated by 155%. In China, 164%. And in Russia, 550%. Gold has become extremely attractive. Buying gold is one thing. Managing the country is another. And for that, you have to look at debt. You'll find that India has been borrowing more and more from the international markets. When you borrow more, you have to pay back that amount. And if a rupee becomes weaker, it means more rupees are needed to pay back the same amount of money. India will be under pressure. And as it keeps on borrowing more, its currency may depreciate further, which means that the price of gold in India may go up faster. So, you have BRICS, which is going to decide on the future of currency, and chances are that the future of currency will be linked to gold. And the chances are that this region, Russia, China, India, and one more surprising country, and that is Iran, will play a very important role in the new BRICS that has been formed, even though its membership has expanded to many more countries. What is more interesting is that many countries are still interested in joining BRICS and have sent their applications. Whether they join or not is not known, but we expect BRICS to become the largest organization, the largest platform for all countries in the world. When that happens, several things happen. First, as I said, the standard of currency will change. The second thing that may happen is that the new countries will decide on a new trade organization, because the WTO is often bullied by the US and does not become as independent as a global organization should be. Even the UN Court for Crime and Justice, the ICC and the ICJ may get replaced, and possibly even the UN itself. The courts call Russian generals war criminals, ignoring crimes by Ukraine and Israel. That is unfair. I won't be surprised if in the next 10, 20 years, even the international justice system moves to BRICS. For now, watch BRICS. BRICS is the future. BRICS is the future for almost every country in this region, especially for Russia, China, India, and Iran. And yes, we will talk in the next episode on Russia, India, China, and what will it mean for them. But that's another story. At present, I just want to talk about BRICS and gold, and why gold prices are likely to keep climbing. This does not mean I'm recommending you to buy gold. I'm just telling you developments of trends. The decision to buy gold or not to buy gold is entirely yours, because there's no prediction here. It is just a likely possibility if the currency becomes gold-backed. Thank you for watching this channel. As I said, we come across many issues that many channels don't talk about. And that's why I'd like you to subscribe. It'll keep you abreast of policies that are going to happen, policies that influence India, and policies India's policymakers should be looking at. Thanks for watching. See you again next week.